From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
We have seen an increase in felony-related crime.
Coming up, learn what Boseman police say is behind the rising local crime rate. And planning for a new recreation center in Livingston is well underway. Now, a special election is taking place next month to fund operations at the new facility. We have what you need to know at 6:40. And a Reddit post claims Boseman uses salt on local roads. Well, our Edgar Cedillo goes on a Mythbusters quest to find out if it's true. Alrighty, it is 6:30 on this Wednesday edition of Montana This Morning. Jay McDonald and Matt Elwell with you. Looking forward to seeing what myth Edgar is going to bust here pretty
I think
soon.
that sounds like a fun story.
I think so, yeah. Well, in the view over the Boseman I can't just stop talking about it. That moon.
The moon
is
so bright. And the full moon just days away.
A few days
not
away.
Even there.
No.
Temperatures this morning are a little crisp and cool. It's not frigid for most, but it is sitting into the low teens in Butte. 13 degrees our temperature there, 24 in Belgrade. We're looking at a pleasant day, mainly sunny. There are some isolated flurries possible for a few areas, Butte included, but nothing significant out of that expected. Our highs will warm very quickly right up into the 40s. Again, sunny skies. Great afternoon to spend a little extra time in the outdoors. We've got some warm days ahead, including a big cool down though. That's, of course, going to be talked about here in a few minutes.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. Well, Bozeman police say there's an increase in felony cases across the city. And MTN's Kristen Merkel reports on what police say are the reasons behind the extra crime.
Since 2021, the Bozeman Police Department says there has been an increase in crime around town, and several factors, including rapid population growth, are contributing to that.
So we have seen an increase in felony-related crime.
On Facebook, the Bozeman Police Department shared they have seen a 29% increase in felony cases since last year. And as Bozeman continues to grow, so does the number of cases investigated each year. Patrol Captain Joe Swanson says there are several factors that contribute to the increase.
Population growth, certainly some changes at the legislative level, and just some of the focuses that we've done differently here at the police department.
Swanson says the police department has seen an increase in violence, including some aggravated assaults and attempted homicides that could contribute to the increase in felonies, along with recent prostitution stings.
Prostitution recently was changed by the state legislature to include a first offense to be a felony crime now. Our detective division has put a focus on that and has run a couple of operations that resulted in nearly 20 arrests of individuals for that crime.
Although there has been more felonies committed, Swanson says the number of calls in the last 2 quarters of 2023 were less than 2022, and that the crime rate for 2024 is, so far, on par with past years.
We haven't seen a significant increase at the current moment right now, but steady in the sense of kind of on track for where we had been in 23.
With the increase in crime, Swanson says Bozeman is a safe place to live.
Compared to the rest of the state of Montana, Bozeman is one of the safest small cities.
In Bozeman, Kristen Merkel, MTN News.
And by now, we are all too used to the lack of snow. But a social media post sparked our Edgar Cedillo's curiosity about how the city of Bozeman treats its streets. Here's what he found out.
I saw a post on social media that said the city of Bozeman has started to use salt to treat the roads when it snows. And as someone personally who has wondered why doesn't the city use salt to treat the roads, I found out that the answer still hasn't changed much.
So the city of Bozeman does not use what is typically known as road salt on our roads. What we do is we use a mixture of magnesium chloride and sand.
The city says that they go with a more environmentally friendly and low-cost option.
Road salt is very damaging as a chemical to the environment, both the soils, the plants, as well as our water quality.
So the city, and as I learned, most of the Treasure State does not use salt. But according to Bozeman's transportation director, the biggest misconception about their department in the winter isn't the use of salt.
The most common misconception we hear is that we don't plow our roads. We put on more than 35,000 miles worth of plowing and grading just last year.
Ross says that after last year's winter, the city was able to purchase 2 more motor graders, but unfortunately the lack of snow hasn't given them much action.
just from the ability to use Mother Nature, to have the freeze-thaw cycles to reduce some of the buildup on the streets has been the biggest change.
It's just in good shape because we don't use salt.
So, for those who thought that the city changed their snow strategy, and so just to debunk, the city does not use salt on the roads.
The city of Bozeman does not use typical road salt on our roads. No, we do not.
In Bozeman, Edgar Cidio, MTN News.
And filling out a form to request federal financial aid is a yearly ritual for millions of college students across the country. But this year, that process is a little different, and it's running significantly behind schedule. Scripps News congressional correspondent Stephanie Liebergen explains how the FAFSA delays are impacting colleges and students nationwide.
For millions of students every year, college is made possible thanks to federal financial aid. In 2021, Congress passed a law requiring the Department of Education to update the application process, and that update has put the process months behind schedule this year. The cost of tuition is a key factor students and families consider when deciding where to go to college. Filling out the free application for federal student aid, known as FAFSA, is often the starting point for those financial decisions.
If you can't afford to go to a school, you don't want to commit to it, right? So I can see how that could bring a lot of issues.
The form is typically available to students October 1st, but this year the process is months behind schedule, and that's because of a congressionally mandated overhaul.
It hasn't been touched in decades, and our effort, our charge was to transform it into the 21st century. It's more than a website fix. The formulas are different. The operating systems are different.
The new form is shorter and easier to fill out, and the updated formulas should help more students qualify for financial aid. But that does not reduce the stress and worry families are feeling now.
Until you have that award letter in your hand and you see what you're being offered, it becomes an unknown.
At the University of Virginia, the school pushed back the admission acceptance deadline, a move many schools are making this year.
That's going to buy us some extra days to be able to produce award letters and for students to get applications turned into us.
UVA is able to meet 100% of student aid needs, but at some schools, a late submission could mean missing out on financial aid.
We have the flexibility to work around students' date of submission of their application and it not penalize them. But at certain schools, yes, they could run out of some funding just because of lateness.
Secretary Cardona says they're talking to school officials, parents, and students daily about the delay and its impact. But in the end, he says the changes should make higher education more accessible.
We anticipate more federal aid going out this year than in our country's history, which is good because higher education has become out of reach for so many students.
For those stuck in the waiting game, know that this is happening to students and schools nationwide. Based on current estimates, award letters could start going out in late March or April. Stephanie Liebergen, Scripps News, Washington.
And as the war between Russia and Ukraine nears the 2-year mark, the U.S. Congress continues to debate an aid package to the region. And a courageous journalist is doing his part to tell the stories of atrocities resulting from the conflict. MTN's Tim McGonigal had a chance to speak with the Academy Award-nominated director of the film 20 Days in Mariupol.
20 Days in Mariupol provides a graphic look into the first days of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. As part of an Associated Press team of Ukrainian journalists, the only international reporters in the city, director Mstislav Chernov set out to tell the story. The veteran Associated Press reporter and his team knew the situation was serious, but had no idea how violent it would become.
And when I understood that, I just knew that more needs to be done except news. This is a symbolic, huge story. And if I thought if I make it out alive with the footage which I have to do more than just news.
Through daily reports and personal footage, Chernov and his team captured some of the most unforgettable images of the war, ranging from mass graves to dying children, even the bombing of a maternity hospital.
This is one of the reasons why I had so much energy. We all had so much energy to even do our work, not to just sit in a basement and hide from bombs. It is so important for people to be heard. And more they're trapped, more they're vulnerable, more there's danger to their life, more they need just this feeling that they're not ignored, they're not forgotten. And that's what, when they saw the camera, that's what they wanted to express, that, well, if no one helps, at least can we be heard?
Mariupol stood for 86 days. Chernov says its story represents all of Ukraine, which he says is a humanitarian issue and not just a political topic.
This is the first time I saw the Russian sign of war.
Chernov has covered war zones in his home country as well as Iraq, Syria, Gaza, and Afghanistan. As a family man, he could easily relate to the citizens of Mariupol.
I am a father, and my daughter was 7 months old when Mariupol was happening, and I was afraid that I'm never gonna see them again. And the theme of the parenthood, the theme of devastating impact of the war on families, on civilian population is the main theme of the film.
As a Ukrainian, Chernov admits it was tough to separate his emotions from his job as a journalist. He says he provided enough context for the audience to draw their own conclusions.
And in a time when misinformation and propaganda is so strong and everything gets distorted, I think that context, additional context, which we see in the film, but we didn't see in the news, is so crucially important.
20 Days in Mariupol is scheduled to air on Frontline on PBS on February 22nd. Check your local listings. There will also be a screening of the film on February 29th at the Myrna Loy Center in Helena. In Great Falls, Tim McGonigal, MTN News.
6:41 now. Planning for a new recreation center in Livingston is well underway. Now, a special election is taking place next month to fund operations at the new facility. And MTN's Heaven Van has details of the project and the ballot question.
Livingston and Park County residents may soon have access to free or low-cost wellness opportunities.
We really had aging facilities in Park County. The Civic Center served us well, but it was built in the Great Depression, and the pool is actually leaking tens of thousands of gallons of water in just a period of a few days. And so you combine both those realities with the wind and the weather, and it was really clear that there needed to be a new indoor year-round recreation facility for Park County.
Chase Rose, involved in the project campaign, says the city is excited to bring such services to the north side of Livingston, choosing Katie Bunnell Park to host the new full-scale facility.
This is truly going to be a one-size-fits-all in terms of wellness, whether you love aquatics, playing basketball, pickleball, or even just looking for a place to lift weights and get a jog in.
Officials hope that the project will not only promote health and wellness, but also community connection and a safe space for youth.
It really is truly a safe place for students and young people to be in those after-school hours. Right now, there's a variable there.
Some residents have expressed concern over the rise in property taxes due to the project, but Rose has information that taxpayers may be relieved to hear.
This is the only and first project in the state of Montana that is going to be built with 100% private dollars. There's no public dollars that will be involved in the construction. In a small rural community, we are asking taxpayers to help keep the lights on, right? And so the mills will generate on an average household roughly $12 a month that will cover partial operations.
The remaining costs are expected to be funded through non-resident memberships and programming. Voters can expect to see this project on their ballot February 28th. Visit our website for more information. In Livingston, Heaven Van, MTN News.
Now we're going to take a short break here on Montana This Morning, but when we come back, Matt's going to have a look at that forecast. We're going to have all your top headlines, plus a few ways to not save your money.
I'm John Matteries. It used to be young people would rent a moving truck and head off to their first apartment. Now many of them are moving back home with mom and dad. We'll show you why and what people think of it.